It's hard to imagine how one can is costing taxpayers so much. But for the special needs son of a military family in Jacksonville, cleanup has been happening at the site and it's under a warning. That's right, our Verify team has been looking into whether or not Shad Khan, the Jaguars owner, made that $1 million donation. So many complaints came in similar to Buckman's. The Better Business Bureau issued a warning telling buyers to beware. She thought the car was still being repaired until she saw this, our overhead video of at least 3 cars torched 2 months after the fire. She says she hasn't heard anything from the dealership except a bill.
But this contract they signed, they say, is their consumer warning for others.
VA started garnishing up to 25% of her paycheck. He told me that when sand scraping is done lightly and carefully together with miles of a community, when we started looking into 12 Fort Caroline boxes that went missing for 7 weeks, we found the problem was more widespread. Could it have been a driving infraction Watson was charged with in 2010? He says the incident did put a reprimand in his file, but nothing happened for 5 years. With the VA's new answer that Watson's honorable discharge was really a firing and not a layoff, the case seemed to be closed. That is until we asked Watson to send us his personnel file and we honed in on this document. And even though the contract says that you're supposed to get it paid off, there are people like Bert Buckman who tell me months later they are still getting calls to pay up. They are safe in Beijing, China tonight. That's according to the family's attorney.
Taking the eclipse, Jenaé joins us live tonight from downtown with all the details.
Sorry guys, Heather, I'm like you. I have my glasses already. I'm so pumped about tomorrow. I think I'm just going to stay in this spot, reserve it, but I know there were hundreds of people who traveled out of town this weekend. My photographer Philip Smith and I hit the road to test the distance. I just picked up 9 items, not enough to feed a whole family, but enough to kind of get you through the week. Popsicles, ice cream, meat, fruit. What I've got ahead of me is a 7-mile walk.
It appears as if the community itself is being deserted. People need food.
It's clear from my trip, fresh or frozen groceries just aren't built for miles of walking.
Oh gosh, rip bag, and some of this is dripping.
That's right, this transformer has been here since Monday, and people say they know who knocked it over, and her name is IRMA.
We're answering your questions, and we're getting you connected to the resources you need. On Your Side reporter Julia Jenaé joins us now from our response desk. Julia?
That's right, guys. We know there are still a lot of people out there who don't have power. Now, with me now is criminal defense attorney Mac McLeod in St. Johns County, who has handled many death penalty cases as a prosecutor and as a defense attorney. Brown's attorney said that that number should be lowered. He said a lot of that includes money for events that actually took place, events like those Jaguars games and Redskins games that came out in the trial. This change in the law came without much public attention. In this 26-page Senate bill analysis, it's listed at the end. Fitzgerald Jones, named after President number 35, and he is looking for a statement of apology in writing. It's just too much time to be away from his children.
So, Julia, what does the victim have to say, the woman involved in this story? What does she have to say about all of this?
Sure,
now?
the ex-girlfriend, she actually signed a sworn statement recently for Eric's new attorney. His case is being in the process of being submitted to the Conviction Integrity Unit, and in that sworn statement, she says that she wanted all charges to be dropped.